Well, my first takeaway from the game is that we're young and we're undermanned, but man, they're playing hard for me. And I know there was probably a lot of questions about whether this team would respond after the way we played at Carolina, and will we come back and fight. And I don't think it's any doubt in my mind our guys came back and fight and fought tonight. I thought we did some really good things. When you look at it, we had 20 assists on 29 made field goals. We made 16 threes. I was encouraged. Jalen Gibson, we're down to, and I wouldn't call Jalen our fourth string. I won't say that we're down to one post guy. And he's been put into an impossible situation. And obviously came out and responded. I mean, I couldn't ask for anything more from him. This team's got grit, it's got fight. Our crowd was great. I know there was going to be some doubt about whether teams would show up after, the Carolina game, but it just shows that, not only did we got fight, everybody understands and respect the way we play. The results are not how we're playing. We don't have the positive results, but we've been through so much. But one thing I'll tell you is these guys are going to keep battling every day and every game, and if things don't go in, it's not because they didn't play well, it's the other team was playing a little bit better. I thought we did a great job. Syracuse made great shots in the second half. They made tough shots. In the second half, it was the team that I saw on tape that played against Wake Forest, and where Buddy had 30. I thought it was a 4-minute segment at the beginning of the second half where defensively we couldn't stop them. And a lot of that was because of the shots they made. It's tough to guard them when Jesse's setting screens and you got to help, but they shooting the ball so well from the three-point line, and I just think we got caught up in that. But man, I'm fucking proud. I'm just telling y'all now, I am proud of our guys, and I'm going to continue to be, because those guys have every reason in their locker room to put their head down and say, man, this ain't going our way, and it doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. So I know we're not seeing the results. It'll pay off for us maybe later on this year. It may pay off for us next year, but our guys are fighting. So, questions?
Coach, Jalen said that knowing he was the main post player tonight, he knew if he made some mistakes, he would still have to stick out there and play. Not saying he was on a short leash or anything, but how big is that for a kid knowing, like, I had to play through it, I'm going to get these minutes, and you see your production tonight?
Yeah, Jalen Gibson has had good days in practice, and I know you guys may not believe that. He's had really good days in practice. He's been that player that he was on the court in practice, but it's never translated to the court. Like when he gets out there, I feel like he's a little bit nervous, and he should be. He's really a freshman. The minutes that he played last year wasn't enough to qualify him to being a sophomore. And I just think he played hard, and give his teammates a lot of credit. They're the ones who gave him the confidence. They were in his ear the entire time. Manny was great before the game, and I think Greg was grabbing him a little bit, and those guys wanted to see their teammate do well. And man, he helped us tonight.
Kevin, you guys get it for one with a little under 2 minutes to go, and obviously Syracuse, the blocks there kind of takes over. Was that kind of running out of emotional gas at that point? Was it fatigue, or was it just missing a couple shots? How would you break down the last couple?
Yeah, Luke, I would say we missed some shots and they made some shots. Gerard, who hadn't played great, made some plays. We knew that Buddy could, at any moment, he's been great at the end of the shot clock or at the end of the game. He's the guy that's going to take the shot. And we were there on a couple of them. I just thought that, we had a bad turnover and they made some shots. And I don't think it deflated us, but when you come down, if you turn it over and they go score, it's hard to catch up at the end. And their scores are usually coming behind the three-point line.
With kind of using Gibson as a larger point about the week, coming off the Carolina game, you deal with another injury. It's easy to just be like, "Are you serious? Like, is this like another thing?" So, from the coaching staff to the players and everything else, just kind of expounding on that idea of just not giving up or just keeping on fighting. And Gibson, that could easily get to you, like, "Oh man, like this is on me now." But he thrived out there. That's true.
Yeah, we have a mentality that we're down on our luck right now. We don't know why. Nobody knows why. We do think it'll make us stronger at the end, but it's unfortunate. But what are we going to do? We're not going to cry. We're not going to call and fold the season in. We're gonna come out and fight, and that's what keeps me going with this team, because I don't see anybody that's putting their head down and say, "Man, poor me." We know we don't have the depth that we deserve. We don't have the depth that's recruited. But at the end of the day, our guys are every practice. If I could show you a practice, you could see it in the game. Man, we compete. You wouldn't know if we're 3 and something or if we were undefeated in the conference, because that's the way they respond. That's the type of guys that I have in the locker room. That's the type of guys that I'm proud of. Not having a great season, but I can sleep a little bit at night, not a lot, because our guys compete and fight all the time.
I guess it's a little thing, I forgot what sequence it was, but I think Gibson had a dunk and like everybody's coming off the bench in those little moments. Is that just, do fans understand that? Do you think they see that?
Well, I hope so,
Mhm.
but once again, I can't determine what others see. The one thing about, everybody's gonna have an opinion. But the only opinion that matters to me is the opinion of the guys that's in the locker room. Those are guys who I build a relationship with. Those are guys who I look at as my sons. And so I told them it matters to me. I can live with the opinion. When you see Jalen Gibson get a dunk and the entire bench jumps up and down, man, that's excitement for your teammate. That's what you want. And I'm proud of those guys for that. And I'm never gonna get down on them. There's no reason to get down on them, because every day they compete for me.
Is there a timetable for EB's return?
I don't know. He's day by day, and I didn't. And with EB, I found out after the game. I don't know exactly what happened. I never really saw the play, but apparently him and Big Coat may have landed on him in some funny way, and so I don't. It's a lower leg injury. I don't know to what extent. We tried him a couple times, last couple days to see if he can get up and down. He just couldn't do it, and so obviously, but I don't have a timetable. Hopefully, he's ready for Saturday, but I couldn't promise that.
Kevin, you heard a little bit against UNC on Saturday about the fact that Darian just didn't have the type of game and sat on the bench for the rest of the game. Similar situation here with Helms, and the fact that you really needed a guy like that to step up and just wasn't there for him tonight. How difficult is that, especially when you only have 8 players that you can go with anyway?
Yeah, really, Corey. I mean, that's weird, because we were at one point, we practiced just because we knew he may not be able to play. We were gonna have 5 guards out there and Jericho be the center. And obviously, when you go into a game, the game plan does not always stay the same, and it didn't. I think the 2 fouls, I remember him hitting the 3, and then he got a couple fouls and never really got back into the flow of the game. And obviously, he didn't have one of his best moments tonight, and so we had to play other guys.
Is I guess big picture, I guess you're finding out about guys that you wouldn't find out about, otherwise say the man was playing. You find out about EB, you find out about Jalen, you find out a little bit about Ernest before he got hurt. Is that a bright side, long term for the team?
Oh, it's a major bright side. Darian Seaborn's having an incredible sophomore year. Even me, nobody expected him to play that well. Taquavion Smith would probably be freshman of the year if it wasn't for Banchero, who's an outstanding player. Breon Pass is starting to come along the last 3 or 4 games. Ernest Ross was starting to play his best basketball. But if you see the theme, I'm talking about freshmen and sophomores. I don't know that anybody in the country other than Duke is playing those type of guys and getting valuable experience. And so I love what we're seeing. Not to diminish what few of our upperclassmen, which I say few, we only got 1, is doing. But those guys are having incredible years. We're just incredibly inexperienced, and it shows at times. And we'll keep fighting, we'll keep getting better. But we're a dangerous team to play, whether you want to admit it or not. It's hard to play us because on any night we can get it going and we can beat you. Yeah.
Coach, Cam Hayes is the only player that didn't score, but he was tied for team high in assists with 5. What do you make of his play and Breon Pass, who you mentioned, had a pretty good first half, but didn't really see too much action in the second half?
I thought Cam did some really good things, and I think he had 5 assists. Am I right when I say that?
Yes, sir.
I think he passed the ball. I think he did some good things. The ball was just not going in the hole for him, but I thought he did some really good stuff. I thought he had, he shared the basketball. I thought he did a good job on the defensive end. And I'll tell you what, Cam Hayes did something in practice the last couple of days that I'd never seen him do before. He took a charge. So I'm getting him better. I can tell you that now. He stepped in, he took a charge. And we celebrated. We jumped up and down. We were right there. That's the little things. And that's, I've been on him about being better defensively. I've been on him about doing different things. And we're growing in every way. It's weird, man. I know it's easy for you guys to sit here and everybody can look at the record and say, man, guy laid it. But you can't sit here and say this team's not fighting for me or for each other. And that's the important thing about it. So, thank you guys. Have a good weekend.